All right, on the daily graphic, on the front page of the daily graphic, we have former PPA CEO pleads not guilty to fresh charges, and North records SHS enrollment, and that's by the Education Minister. Citi gives government May 31st to implement NLC awards, and financing electricity water extension. Consumers can claim refund, PURC.
So you know what that means, right? They're saying that if you want to extend, so for example, let's say electricity, right? There's electricity at a certain point. If you invest your money to get maybe 4 poles, to get the electricity extended to a property that is yours, you can go back and reclaim the cost that you invested. That's what they're saying. Yeah. All right, Ghanaian Times has these headlines, the front page. Ghana's economy gains momentum towards stability. It's coming from the finance minister. This is regarding the World Bank IMF spring meetings in Washington. VIP outlines education policy proposal to CHAS. We have 50 impregnates 14-year-old JHS student. Victim sacked from school. We'll get into that story shortly. F Alpha and Omega Hospital opens, registers 10,000 patients with NHIS.
All right, on the front page of the Chronicle, police arrest 4 more suspects over train accident. And the big one here, No Cut ordered demolition of my over 60 million Ghana Citi houses. And that's by the MPP financier. And the scripture of the day comes from Psalm 119, verse 134. Redeem me from the oppression of man, that I may keep your precepts.
So if there's no court order, it means the person who demolished those houses is liable for arrest and conviction as well. And prosecution, as well. Yeah, if there's no court order. Anyway, the new finder, has these headlines. It says, Dr. Baumia outlines education policy proposal to CHAS. Citi to bounce back to 12.25 US dollars to the Citi. No, 12? Wait, hold on
by
a
the
second.
end of year?
No, I don't understand this. Okay, so it says here, this is a headline. Citi to bounce back to 12.25 US dollars by end of year. Fitch Solutions.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I think it's supposed to say 12.25 cedis to the dollar.
Yes, I think that's supposed to be there.
But that's, the story is in there, so you can go and read it on some page 2 of the paper. Walk the talk on tax reforms. Harry Yamson there speaking, and international buyers not paying 10,000 US dollars for cocoa. The story there on page 11 by Asanvo. All right, that's it for the new finder.
All right, on the front page of the Anchor, NIA service fee go up effective May 1st. And notorious miner Okoben terrorizes residents again. 2 shots, chief flees palace as community threaten reprisal attack if... Asogli State protests renaming of Ho Technical University. And 2-year-old toddler mauled by dog undergoes plastic surgery. And that's on page 5, which we might be looking at later.
All right. So let's go to the Daily Guide. The Daily Guide says, Interpol arrest warrant for jailed ex-Maslock boss. Now it's reached Interpol level. Baumia shares education vision with CHAS. Ex-PPA boss discharge rearranged. Okay. 2 nabbed over U.S. national murder. And the 6,000 abandoned Allen's movement. Okay, so that's those stories making the headlines of the Daily Guide.
All right, so my last paper here is the Daybreak. Go home, Akufo-Addo tells ex-Senate Deputy Director. Oforiatta pops up in cabinet meetings, and World Bank IMF affirms Ghana's economic recovery, and that's by the Finance Minister. Asogli chiefs oppose whole technical varsity renaming.
Yeah. The Hawk newspaper says, Apostolic Church pastor's wife flees after visa scam expose. A Mary planned relocation strategic move. Dr. Donko speaking. Okay. ECG presses PURC to drop orders. We have Guys deck officials on police bill for theft. And final one here, Veep's manifesto invites citizen input. So those are some of the headlines making the rounds on the papers we have today.
Right.
A couple of online stories as well.
All right, so let's head online, and that is citinewsroom.com. And here, okay, quick, I think you can start.
I should start?
Yeah.
Okay. So the headlines, the stories here, give ARC the mandate to transform Ghana, Abu Sakara, to Ghanaians. And he was on the point of view last night. We also have Dumso Akufo-Addo has taken Ghanaians for granted. Let's organize a vigil. Yvonne Nelson there. That story is piquing my interest. I want to dive into it. Let's dive into it.
Right.
So the story there, let me just give it to you as it is. And then, so it says here, actress Yvonne Nelson has called on policy think tank Imani Africa for a protest against the Akufo-Addo government over the erratic power supply, commonly known as Dumso. Now, this follows recent intermittent power outages. Now, in 2015, Ghana experienced severe power cuts, leading to a widespread frustration among citizens. Actress and producer Miss Nelson organized a massive protest against the John Mahama government over the erratic power supply. Imani Ghana, a policy think tank, played a significant role in the success of the protest. The 2015 vigil brought together many Ghanaian celebrities and highlighted the impact of power cuts on daily life. Now, on April 17, 2024, residents in the Ashanti region also organized a nighttime Dumso vigil in Kumasi. Hundreds of protesters marched against power supply challenges, expressing their frustration at the erratic power supply and frequent unannounced blackouts. Now, the energy experts and citizens have criticized the government for poor management of the situation. Now, Ms. Nelson, in a post on X on Monday, stated that she's waiting for Imani to reach out to her for the vigil like it did in 2015. Imani Ghana, can we organize another vigil? I've been waiting for you to reach out like you did years back. Your team made our demo a success. I'm reaching out myself. The MPP and its leadership, Nana Akufo-Addo, have taken Ghana for granted. Dumso must stop, she said. And interestingly, Franklin Kujo of Imani Africa has responded. And
by retweeting?
So, yes, as well.
Right,
Yeah. So we're going to show you a video from 2015 and see what things looked like back then. So just to give you a sense of what happened in 2015, some of us have forgotten that the blackouts were so bad that there was a day when all the celebrities in town who cared about the situation, and I saw a lot of them, went out into the streets and marched for miles, led by Yvonne Nelson as well as Franklin Kujo and the team at Imani and so on. So, well, we'll see. The next few days, it looks like things are heating up and another demonstration may be in the offing.
Yes.
You want to read a story for
yes.
us?
So on the Ghanaian Times, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Ghanaian Times, page 3. Man 50 impregnates 14-year-old JSS student. Victim sacked from school. We're just going to look at some of the paragraphs. A 14-year-old junior high school student named withheld was defiled and impregnated by a mason, also known as Kobe, believed to be in his 50s, has been dismissed from school. The authorities of South Lane Lakeview School at Kaswa Hideout in the Ghana South municipality of the Greater Accra region sacked the victim against policy guidelines of the Ghana Education Service. The GES, with support from UNICEF and other partners, have since 2018 been implementing a re-entry policy for pregnant girls. It is within the policy context that a back-to-school campaign was launched in 2021 as part of the government's COVID-19 resilience strategy for the education sector to ensure the enrollment of the student, especially pregnant girls and teenage mothers. And then we move to another paragraph down there. After the registration of the BEC, the student has remained home for more than 2 months without being allowed entry to the school as her classmates continue with preparations toward the BECE. And a letter addressed to the 14-year-old girl and signed by the headmaster of the school, Mr. Shadrach Bokote, indicated that the school was focused on providing a conducive environment for studying, therefore permitting a pregnant student to continue her studies in the same classrooms as other pupils will hamper teaching and learning. And yeah, you have the story right there. Page 3.
I'm very curious how the headmaster thinks that a pregnant girl in the classroom
is going to hamper learning and teaching
and learning. I don't understand the logic of that. But anyway, GES, over to you, because this is one of your schools that somebody is behaving like this. A headmaster says that in order to provide a conducive environment for teaching and learning, not in order to educate, other children in what not to do and how to live and whatever else, and the fact that let's have a cohesive society, you are rather sacking somebody from school. Well, I hope he gets what's coming to him. Anyway,
right.
Sports is next. Don't go anywhere. All right, so welcome back, and we're going to look at some sporting stories. Now, 5-time Premier League champions Andrew Cole and John Terry have been inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame. Now, the duo were selected from a short list of 15 former players after votes from fans worldwide were combined with those of the Premier League Awards panel. Now, they join Ashley Cole, who has also received the league's highest honor this year and become the 23rd and 24th inductees to the Premier League Hall of Fame. Now, Cole is the 4th highest goal scorer in the Premier League history, 187 goals from 414 appearances, while Terry holds the record for the most Premier League clean sheets as a defender with 214. Now, the 3 new inductees will be recognized at a celebratory event in London on Tuesday.
All right, PL on Citi. Arsenal hosts Chelsea tonight to rearrange Premier League game at the Emirates Stadium in North London. Arsenal recorded a 2-0 win at Wolves on Saturday to keep their pursuit of the league title going, while Chelsea lost 1-0 to Manchester City in the FA Cup semi-final on Saturday. In terms of teams news, Chelsea head coach Mauricio Pochettino says attacking midfielder Cole Palmer is unlikely to feature in the game.
All right, let's go to Serie A, and there's some news from there. And Inter Milan sealed their 20th Italian title by beating arch-rivals and nearest challengers AC Milan in a historic Milan derby. Now, Francesco Acerbi and Marcus Thuram scored for Inter Milan, while England's Fikayo Tomori headed in from close range to give Milan brief hope. Now, Inter players and coaches ran onto the pitch to celebrate the final whistle at the ground both sides share. Although Milan were the home side for this fixture, for this fixture. Now, the second place AC Milan are now 17 points behind Inter with 5 games to go.
All right. So that's all we have to sport right now.